Good morning, a sunshiny morning to all of you. It's August 9, 2023, and it's a Wednesday. Today, we are still broadcasting from Lipa City, Batangas, courtesy of PLDT Home Fiber Optic Internet. Maraming salamat po to our viewers who are joining us this morning, and I do hope that you have a pleasant day, sunshiny day, and thank you for being Cignal TV subscribers. Thank you for watching Agenda on channels 8 and channel 250 of One News. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, thanking you and reminding you to please always stay safe because some of you may be taking your health for granted. Anyway, today we are going to be talking about creating wealth. In fact, our subject for today will be brought to us by a return of the comeback host and guest here on Agenda. And we will be talking about how you can start getting into the business of real estate. Hindi naman po buy and sell lang, but there are many facets in real estate: rentals, renovations, construction, being an agent, etc. So we will discuss that with our guest today, none other than the magnificent Mr. Carl D., who currently is still driving and taking his children to school. That's a good father for you. But before anything else, let's get on with the daily starter for today. And it comes from the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5. Trust begins when leaning on your own understanding ends. Okay, that is from the book of Proverbs, and it is a reflection of the fact that sometimes we are too smart for our own good. Sometimes some of us trust our own knowledge and not really consult or pray to God regarding His will. Kahit ano pang gustuhin mo, kung ayaw naman ni Lord or makakasama sa'yo, and the Lord loves you, well, you're going to have difficulties and hurdles. So we need to learn to trust the will of the Lord. And that will only happen when we stop trusting in our own abilities and our intelligence. Okay, let's now go to the front page of the Philippine Star, and August 9, 2023. It's full of news, but also disturbing news. The headline is Philippine Coast Guard cleared capsized boat for 50 pesos and bananas. Walang ya. Parang mga I won't make fun of that because 27 people died. 27 people died in that maritime disaster 2 weeks ago or a week ago. And according to data coming out of the Senate investigation, the unlicensed boat captain said that one of his crew members delivered 100 pesos worth of bananas and nagdagdag pa siya ng 50 pesos tip pang merienda, pangkain ng mga mag-clear daw ng boat to sail, ng bangka. So, ayun, nagkakainitan ngayon because the Coast Guard is under fire, but the Coast Guard has responded by saying that is ridiculous. There is a possibility that that boat captain may simply be trying to divert attention from him, given that when he skippered the boat, the bangka, he only had a student permit. Hindi pa siya licensed captain to operate, navigate that boat. Anyway, let's go to the top of the front page, the header. And AFP readies resupply mission to Ayungin Shoal. The Armed Forces of the Philippines is preparing, making plans to resupply or mag-deliver ulit sa Ayungin Shoal because they were only able to deliver half or a portion of the supplies needed by our soldiers on Ayungin Shoal because of the attack made by the Chinese Coast Guard. And according to the news, the AFP is now considering sending a bigger escort, a bigger boat, or bigger boats to escort the supply boats para to discourage China from doing another basaan sa dagat. Okay. Now, connected to that, you have that photo of the Chinese Coast Guard attacking the supply ship. And the United States at the Pentagon issued a statement, U.S. stresses Philippine right to resupply grounded ship. Okay, the United States has emphasized that they are supporting the Philippines. The Philippines has a right to supply its soldiers on Ayungin Shoal and that they will stand by their commitment. So far, hindi pa naman tumatawag sa Big Brother ang ating presidente, and I hope that that will all work out because what we don't want is magkapikunan dyan sa area na yan at magkabarilan. Okay. Meanwhile, the Chinese ambassador and the Chinese embassy has issued a statement saying China on water cannon blast, professional, restrained, and beyond reproach. Professional daw yung ginawa nila, nagpigil pa raw sila at hindi daw sila dapat batikusin o i-judge. Okay, China has justified the use by its Coast Guard of a water cannon on Philippine vessels delivering provisions to a military outpost in Ayungin Shoal, saying the action was professional, restrained, and beyond reproach. Under such circumstances, China has no choice but to make necessary responses, and the Chinese Coast Guard has implemented appropriate measures in accordance with the law, the Chinese embassy said in a statement yesterday. Meanwhile, Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Maria Teresa Lazaro summoned Ambassador Wang Xilian earlier or before that statement was issued. Kumbaga, napatawag yung ambassador, ang ginawa ng Chinese embassy, sinagot sila with a statement praising themselves. So, ayan po. China is accusing the Philippines of disregarding what it called repeated calls that it refrained from sending ships to Ayungin Shoal. So ayun po, no, medyo pinag-uusapan na yan because it's interesting that former President Rodrigo Duterte had gone to China, then visited President Marcos, and now we have this issue. Kumbaga, ano ba ito? We will have to find out what's going on. If the leaders are talking or the diplomats are talking, why are we having these problems? Anyway, on another matter, price hikes sought on basic goods. Manufacturers are now asking the DTI permission to raise prices on basic goods, and the projected price increases would be around 10 centavos to as much as 7 pesos depending on the products, etc. and depending on its imported content because of the prices of raw material, fuel, and logistics. At the NAIA Terminal 3, the Manila International Airport Authority has announced that there will be a 4-hour power outage at NAIA Terminal 3 scheduled. Well, it happened already yesterday and today for maintenance requirements. But hindi naman po yung buong NAIA, portion of Terminal 3, namely departure gates 1 to 12, and the Office of Air Asia. Okay, now, photo in the middle, photo of a woman casting her vote at the Pasong Tamo Elementary School in Quezon City yesterday, and puts her voter receipt in a ballot box during a mock automated election for the barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections. Remaining news items, Stop and Gain. DOH launches Quit Smoking Contest. The Department of Health announced a contest for smokers and vape users in a bid to encourage smoking cessation. Yan po, it's a partnership, collaborative effort among the Lung Center of the Philippines and Action on Smoking and Health Philippines. Yan po. Below that is a photo of the businessman Manny Villar. Alongside him is his daughter and his son and various mayors of Cavite and Muntinlupa. Opening of the Villar Avenue. Villar Avenue, the main artery of his 3,500-hectare landmark venture. So yun, may Villar City na at napakalaki raw nung highway going to Villar City connecting various municipalities or localities. Last but not the least, teachers get 5,000 allowance on August 29. Okay, so that's a bit of good news for teachers, and we hope that it is spent wisely. Okay, the 5,000 chalk allowance, chalk allowance pala tawag doon, that public school teachers receive will now become a cash allowance that they can use to purchase teaching supplies or pay for internet subscription or annual medical examination. Talo. Akala ko pa naman pangkain nila o pangpasyal nila. Yung pala, gamit pa rin sa trabaho. Okay, so that about wraps it. Let's go for a quick break. And let's start our program where we are going to pick the brains of Mr. Carl D., who is going to hold a seminar very soon. It's a, ewan ko ba, 8-part seminar ba yun, o 10-part seminar, where he will teach us the processes of getting into various aspects of the real estate business. We'll be right back here on Agenda.
it's not enough to save money these days. Financial experts say if you want your money to grow, invest. Some investment examples include the stock market, mutual funds, and real estate. Carl D., a property investment expert, teaches a course for those who want to get started in real estate investing. The course focuses on the BRRR method, which stands for buy, renovate, rent, and refinance. In this course, the property guru will teach how to choose which properties to buy, strategies in renting them out, and the most cost-effective ways of flipping them, among others. Let's learn more how you can grow money in real estate on today's agenda.
Carl D. is a well-established real estate broker and investor in the country. He is currently president of Spectrum Investments, a property portfolio management company. D shared his expertise in his 2 books entitled Creating Wealth Through Property and 6 Steps to Renting Out Your Condo.
Okay, good morning, dakilang driver, delivery boy ng mga bata sa eskwela. Good morning, Carl.
Good
Welcome
morning.
back to the program.
Good morning, Sir Cito. How's everything in Lipa?
Well, it's sunny here, very windy, and things are okay. So I suppose I have much to be grateful for. How about you?
I'm going to Lipa tomorrow to look at some developments there. So, yes.
So sorry, but we will be on a boat tonight going to Boracay.
Ooh, enjoy.
Okay. Anyway, Carl, I asked the team to reach out to you because I noticed on Facebook, on social media, that you had a plug or an ad going out regarding the multiple event or seminar ba yan? I don't know if it's a several-day seminar regarding how to get into real estate. Now, we've always talked about getting into real estate, investing, etc. But this sounded very serious because marami kang ituturo. Could you explain to us what it's all about, what that event is supposed to be?
Yes, Sir Cito. In fact, the good news is we use technology right now. Hindi na to live session, it's recorded. Meaning it's on demand. Pwede mong panoorin anytime you are free. You can watch it in one day. You can spread it out. So it's a 10-hour session, sir. 10 hours po of recording. 10 hours of the common asked questions ng mga tao sa akin. I put it into a recording para people can listen to it repeatedly and learn about real estate.
Okay, so 10 hours and you can actually download it. It's downloadable or you can go back to it. So, well, what is it going to be all about? Although the voiceover, the intro already mentioned, but could you walk us through it?
Yes, sir. One of the more common questions sa akin sa real estate is, Sir Carl, how do I get started? Ano ba yung mga build and sell na yan? Paano bang umutang? So what we did in partnership with ESME Philippines, so ESME Philippines is like an online platform na maraming courses sa loob. So I'm the one who did the real estate course. So like for example, Sir Cito, there are 10 sessions, di ba? The first session is all about the mindset. Parang we talked about yung kailan ba pwede na akong bumili ng property? Do I have the capacity to pay? Ano ba yung mga common mistakes ng property? The usually common mistakes sa property is being short-term. Ang property kasi is long-term. So that's session number 1. And then session number 2 is all about renting. 1 whole hour of all about renting. And most of the talk, Sir Cito, is all about yung mga mistakes na ginawa ko. So ano ba yung mga mistakes para hindi na magkamali yung mga viewers natin?
Okay.
So renting. And then meron mga tumatawag
wait a minute. Huwag kang mamadali. We have a whole program. But no, renting. Kasi when you say renting, hindi business yun, di ba? How can renting be part of real estate investment?
You're the landlord, sir. Ikaw ang papaupa. Yun.
Rental. Okay.
Rental.
Okay. Investing on properties for rentals. Okay.
So, short commercial, sir. Yung mga common question ko, Sir Carl, paano ba ako magkaka-rental income pag wala pa akong property? Number 1, for example, may extra kang space sa bahay nyo. pwede mo pa rent out sa garahe because a lot of people right now are looking for parking space. O, di ba? So, easy 3,000 a month yun pag ganun. So, all about renting ang session number 2. Then, meron tayong session about build and sell. Diba? Yung talagang bibili ka ng lupa, ano ba dapat i-consider mo? How to factor? Paano ba dapat i-compute para hindi ka malugi? So, that's on build and sell naman, sir. Next one, meron naman tayo about rehab. Rehab, yung sinasabi lang, bibilin mo isang medyo luma.
Ingat ka dyan sa salitang rehab. Alam mo naman dito sa bansa na nanggaling sa malagim na mundo ng mga bato.
So property rehab, mga ka-viewers. So ito naman ay mga what to watch out for pag bibili ka ng lumang property. Di ba? Minsan kala natin maganda pala siya, yung pala, headache pala. So yan naman ng rehab. Meron din tayong isang session, Sir Cito, all about townhouse, di ba? Townhouse development. So in that townhouse development, meron tayong actual case study where pinakita natin paano tayo bumili ng property, paano natin in-assess, at ano yung mga consideration mo pag dinodrawing mo na siya with your architect, and how do you like market it para ibenta. Yon.
You're talking about constructing townhouses.
Yes, buying the land and constructing it for selling.
Okay, next.
So meron din tayong topic about foreclosure. Yan, maraming tatanong sa akin. So Sir Carl, okay ba bumili ng foreclosure? Ano bang what to watch out for? Ano bang mga usual mistakes ng foreclosure? So for example, isang advice na pinag-usapan natin sa foreclosure is you have to know the price. Hindi porke na foreclose siya at binibenta sa iyo ay mura siya. Sometimes, dahil nga dilapidated na yung property, mapapamahal pa pala tayo pag bumili tayo ng foreclosure. So yan ang one of those advice. Oh, by the way, singit ko lang, no? So for those listening, how do you get this program na recorded? Just search sa internet, ESME Carl D. ESME Carl D at lalabas siya. Yun. And for those who are, kumbaga, still undecided, marami pang free session inside that ESME platform. So if you click it, meron pang siguro mga 3 session na recording na mga frequently asked questions. So before kasi, Sir Cito, we had a live session wherein maraming tatanong ng mga question nila at sinasagot natin. Naka-record po yun and available for everybody. So, napakaganda, Sir Cito, ng recorded session kasi pag live, minsan, may work ako, hindi ako pwede, o nasa abroad ako, so they miss it. So, talagang nag-collaborate kami ng ESME para recorded siya. So, my viewers are all over the world. Meron pa nga tayong viewers na nasa barko, nasa ship, minsan nasa ibang bansa. So, very, very interesting na ang dami natin na re-reach with our platform.
Okay, now, this is 10 hours or 10 sessions?
Abale, 10 sessions na 1 hour each.
Okay. And then may bonus pa na iba.
Yes. May mga bonus pa.
Okay,
And,
Carl, when I was reviewing what you posted plus what Team Agenda provided for me, my first okay, you're correct sa approach mo na mindset. Pag-iisip, ugali, or mentality towards this idea. Now, what areas are challenged by mindset? Kasi may mindset tungkol sa real estate. Investment yan, pangmayaman lang yan. May mindset na hindi ko kaya yan or kailangan expert ako, etc. If you don't mind, just to pass through on the surface, skim through it, what are the major mindset issues na pumapara or block Filipinos from getting into business, much less for even more for real estate?
Okay, the usual nakikita kong problem sa property, yun nga kanina nabanggit ko, is being so short term. Di ba? Parang yung iba kasi, bibiling ko ngayon, how much will it be next month, next year, in 2 years? So I advise dun sa lesson natin through a case study na property is for long term. Ayan. Tapos another mindset siguro is pag pinapa-rent na natin ang property, we should treat our tenant as our customer. Para siya yung the goose that gives us the golden egg.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? Kasi meron tayong landlord mentality wherein ay basta request ng mga tenant ko, hindi ako mag-a-approve. I will be difficult to reach. Pero sinasabi natin doon sa seminar na hindi, balik na rin natin. Let's be nice to our tenant. Let's be accessible para win-win ang situation. So usually, pag may ganung mindset, the rental model will be more successful.
And when you have that kind of relationship, your tenants or yung mga umuupa tend to take care of your property, tend to become more open about, fixing the place, etc. Because that has always been my experience, ladies and gentlemen. When I was renting property, we made sure that we had good relationships with our landlords, who in turn trusted us and would say, Cito, bahala ka na dyan. Ayusin mo na lang kung ano yung ayusin mo. And if there's something na medyo major, we can always just share it.
Yeah, and then you're right, Sir Cito, very good. And also, I really encourage all our landlords na, the property is a platform where we can show kindness to other people. And I always believe na kung ikaw ay landlord at nakakagaan ka sa buhay, it's an opportunity for us to be kind to others. So, yun medyo reminder lang sa mga may property.
Okay, now, you were saying investing. Do I borrow money to get into this business?
Yun, Sir Cito. Borrowing money cannot be answered in just 5-10 minutes. Kaya nag-create ako ng 1 whole hour, sir, to talk about the pros and the dangers of borrowing money from the bank. So, napakagandang topic yan na 1 hour, sinasabi ko na, dapat meron ka na nito. You should at least have your emergency fund. You should also monitor your income kung stable siya. Pag all things are in place, may safety net ka na, may savings ka na bago ka palang mag-borrow sa bank.
Yeah, because I know some people, and me included, at one point inisip ko ito, pero thank God, really, literally, I thank God He gave me wisdom. But there are people who will say, what I'll do is I'll borrow from the bank. I will get some of my savings. I will plow it into this townhouse or this condo. And then what I will do is let the rental of the condo pay for the loan. Now, in a population of 100 such people, ano ang rate of success and ano yung rate of failure?
Yeah, very good question, Sir Cito. I guess we have case studies in the program to show how it will work. Tapos pinag-usapan nga din namin yung mga mistakes, what to watch out for. So in a nutshell, sir, usually the acquisition of the property is the first step. Ideally, yung property na binibili natin ay may rental market, may rental population. Ito na yung mga, kunwari, office workers, or malapit ka sa university, or malapit ka sa isang, kunwari, for the expat market, if you're near the British school, the Japanese school, the international school, mas maganda yung chances mo for a rental ng expat. So, that's the first step. So, yung acquisition ng property. And then second one is, tinuro din namin, is how do you manage the property para maganda yung product. Diba, na wag mo gagamitan ng pangit na furniture, lalagyan mo ng mga ganong features so that the tenant will be comfortable inside the unit. And then tinuro din namin dun sa recording is how do you advertise your unit para lang malaman ng market na meron kang ganon. And then we talk about pricing. And then final is we talk about how do you take care of your goose that gives you the golden eggs.
Yeah, well, clearly you covered everything. The material is already available, and when kailan mo ba i-release to? How will people get access to this? What's the catch?
Sir, very good question. Sir, it's now live and it's there. ESME Philippines, Carl D, lalabas yan. Just sign up. And the catch, there's a little fee, no? Kasi I had to work with the online platform. It's 12,000 plus pesos for the whole 10 sessions plus the freebies, 12,000 plus. But of course, Sir Cito, alam mo naman tayo mahilig tayo sa discount. So, Sir Carl,
No, that's not bad because that averages about 1,000 to 1,200 per session, eh kung magsiseminar ka, ganun din ang ibabayad mo, or probably more for live seminars, and you still have to go to the venue, you still have to spend money eating, etc. So sulit, and it's you said downloadable, or you can store it for future review. So sulit na yun.
Talagang we thought about the viewer in mind. How can we make it reach to the viewer in the best way possible? Yes, sir. That's it.
So package deal yan, Carl. Hindi yan pwedeng pick and choose na, ito lang gusto kong topic, ito lang babayaran ko.
Yes, a package deal na siya. One whole package, yes.
Okay. Now, so they just have to go to that site. They have to enroll and pay the fee, and they can already take advantage of the course. Now, okay, sinabi kanina, I want to go back. Pasensya ka na, no? May hidden agenda ako dito. Anyway, actually, the question is, okay, I asked you earlier, is it a good thing to borrow money to get into this business? You said you'll address it. But, just initially, is it a good idea or is it a bad idea?
Sir, that is a very sensitive question, no? So it's a yes and no. It's a good idea if you studied all the techniques on how to borrow money from the bank. It's actually a very powerful. That's what the corporations do, di ba? They borrow money or they IPO their business para they get capital, and they invest it to get more cash flow. So yes, if you know the techniques, it's a very good. But if you are not so educated about it, or financially you are tight, then it's going to be risky for you. So may yes and no siya, Sir Cito.
Okay, now, hindi naman yata pumapayag ang bangko na you loan the entire amount, right? They still require that you shoulder what? May participation ka?
Yes, Sir Cito, before the bank, minsan kasi sa developer pala may installment na eh. 'Di ba? So my rule of thumb is at least comfortable, you have 50% of the money. If you're buying a 4 million property, at least yung 2 million nasa in the bank mo na. That is a rule of thumb, 50-50.
Okay. So we're now talking about getting the money. You are going to provide lessons and tips and warnings on dealing with banks, borrowing money, the good and the bad. Okay, so how do you determine if you are going into renovation, into build and sell, flip, etc.? Because I know some people, they just buy a cheap unit and they rent it out na. Parang sa kanila, sige, ayaw mo hanggang mabulok na lang yan para pag wala na yung bahay, we can rebuild. But they don't reinvest for the property because they're not in a hurry. They're waiting for land value to go up.
Yes, you're right, sir. That is one technique in renting out the property. No, so there are certain properties na parang, I can work with it without putting new money inside, without capex. No, so that's a strategy. So pwedeng may nabili tayong property, konting ayos-ayos lang, rent out na. Kahit mas mababa yung rent, at least may cash flow. That's a technique. For others naman, pag nabili natin, if it's a medyo upmarket area, we might need to renovate it a bit, make it Instagrammable para higher naman yung rental natin. So yes, both techniques are good.
Yung higher rental, okay, let's focus on that thing because I had the impression that rents is determined by the location. Like if I'm here in Lipa, kung ano yung average rental, hanggang dun lang yan. Parang you can't break through that ceiling. Is that a rule in real estate that, when you average the rental or property values, you can't go beyond that?
You are right, Sir Cito. No? It depends on the market in the area. So kung BGC man, Lipa man, the expat market, Makati, Quezon City, yes, there is a range in the area. So when you make your unit nicer, or more Instagrammable, there are chances that you can get a higher price, But there is another strategy where you make it nice para naman you are the top pick. 'Di ba? So mabilis kang ma-rent out among the selection.
So making a really nice place where the law of averages is against you, talo ka na sa investment. It does not make financial sense. So you would put money into making a place look nice simply for marketing or for promotion purposes, but making it nice thinking you can charge more doesn't work.
You are right, right? Maybe not so much more. Maybe a little bit more. Parang may premium, but not super high din. Kasi yung market, yun ang afford nila eh.
Okay, for beginners. Yeah, you said earlier for beginners, yung mga may property or merong room to rent, garage to rent, or I once thought of putting up a dorm, but the Lord said no. The Lord said no. You focus on your work in media and wag ka nang mag-dorm-dorm katulad ng mga kaibigan mo. What tips for beginners? Should it be renting a room lang, etc.? Can you dwell on that, please?
Yes, Sir Cito. Ito yung mga napag-uusapan natin before na paano kung wala akong pera pa, wala akong property, how can I participate in real estate? So I'm gonna give you maybe 2 or 3 ideas. So first idea, even if umuupa lang tayo, nagre-rent lang tayo, pero yung bahay na nire-rent ng magulang natin ay may extra room. Ngayon ay bodega lang or unused, go buy a paint, go clean it up, refresh it, put a nice electric fan, aircon, and it can be a room for rent. So that can be 2,500, 3,000 per month for you na passive income. But Sir Cito, more importantly than the money, alam mo naman pag mga bata pa tayo or we're starting, the lesson, the experience is far more important than the money. Kasi doon mo matututunan eh. So I really encourage everybody to go into it. Kahit na konti lang ang profit at first because you will grow. So number 1, Sir Cito, the kwarto na may for rent. If for some reason naman yung property na tinitirahan mo ay nasa isang maingay na commercial area malapit sa palengke, and that extra room can now be rented out as a bodega. Pwede siyang storage space ng mga pansit, Lucky Me, at kung anong mga dry goods na binibenta sa market. So, yun naman yung second. And yung pangatlo nga, nabanggit ko nga is kung may extra space yung property natin, garage, pwede natin paupa yung parking, 2,500, 3,000, and that will give us passive income na.
Yeah, that's very true, ladies and gentlemen, what Carl is sharing. Because I know someone, nung una I thought, kikita ka ba dyan? And he said, Cito, I have parking space for 4 cars. I don't have 4 cars. So paupa ko na lang sa barkada ko na who has 4 cars and no place to park because he's in BGC, I think. So he needed a place for the car. So yeah, he was charging, I think, about 3,000 per car per month. So, that's a lot of money at the end of the year. We need to think, as you pointed out in all of this, we need to think long term.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go for a quick break, Carl. And when we come back, isa-isahin ko na yung mga segments mo so that people will learn that this is not just another seminar, but it's really a seminar designed to give people windows of opportunities or consideration regarding the real estate business. We'll be right back here on Agenda.
The first quarter of 2023 saw housing projects in the country continue to rise, maintaining their upward trajectory. Data from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas showed that the residential real estate price index saw a 10.2% year-on-year expansion in prices nationwide. This growth was significantly higher compared to the 5.7% expansion observed during the same period in the previous year. So does this mean that the country is an ideal investment place? According to Lichu property consultant CEO David Lichu, the Philippines is one of the only 3 economies performing gracefully, particularly in the property sector. Manila, in fact, rose from 21st to now 16th among 22 top Asia-Pacific cities for real estate investments. That's according to a January report by the Urban Land Institute of PricewaterhouseCoopers. But of course, not everything is on the up and up for the country. A report conducted by Moody's Analytics detailed how the slow pace of growth in investments into the Philippines is impacting the momentum of economic expansion in the country. Let's discuss that further on today's agenda.
Okay, welcome back. And we have with us Carl D., our professor when it comes to real estate investments. Carl, regarding that, the positive forecast or positive grades for real estate in the Philippines, the question is, and I've been asked this question a few times, are the investments made by Filipinos? Are the investments made by only by very rich Filipinos, or before pandemic it was all China, all Chinese, Pogo, etc., who's investing in the property that's driving us to double figures?
Yeah. Sir Cito, you're right. Well, yes and no. Yes, there are still Filipino buyers, Filipino driving. In fact, in today's market, it's largely Filipinos. But I agree with you that during pre-pandemic, there was really parang a surge when the Chinese citizens started to come here. So may surge talaga last time. So it's good and bad. It's good for those in the property business. Bad because the prices was pushed higher.
Okay, now are there risks? Because here we are, we're trying to promote or encourage people to invest in real estate through by renting out properties they have or space they have, buying properties, build and sell, rental, etc. But what are the real risks? Because I keep wondering if the bubble will burst or will the bottom fall out of real estate?
Yeah, very good question, sir. The way to approach this is, in my analysis, real estate will always be there, diba? For the past 100 years, it's always been there. But let's always monitor supply and demand. Kasi supply and demand is the one driving property. So kunwari, nakabili tayo ng property in a low supply, high demand area, then our property investment will be good. Pero kung yung kaibigan natin ay nagkamali, nakabili sa high supply, low demand area, then he would have a hard time. So yes, Sir Cito, it's always a risk, especially if you are not familiar with what you're doing. Kumbaga, you're following the herd. May risk talaga.
Yeah, Filipinos tend to do that. Kumbaga, inggit factor. Oh, si Mare may beauty parlor, si Pare merong andok, etc. How do people determine whether they live in an area that's a good opportunity for getting into real estate? And how do they determine values? Kasi parang dito sa Pilipinas, kulitan na lang sa tawaran or hula-hula ang presyo.
You're right, Sir Cito. Alam mo, important talaga na you are familiar with the values, no? So there's no one approach to this. And we talked about this in the recording do sa ESME, but I'll share with you some tips. But that is a very good question. Kasi nga, you want to be able to spot if it's overpriced or opportunity. Diba? So here are the things that I personally do. No? So kunwari, may binibentang property sa atin. First, we do a sales comparison approach. What does that mean? You go to the internet, you type kunwari, Diliman, Quezon City. you try to list down ano ba yung mga presyo ng diliman. Siyempre, may mga high-end yan, may middle, may low. So you assess yung property na binibili mo is under high, middle, or low. Then you have a spectrum of prices. So what you want to do is, you want to identify kung based on price, yung property mo ba ay nasa upper range or nasa lower range. So that's the first approach para, sir. So proceeding to the next one. The next one is what they call the replacement approach. Replacement approach. Meaning, kung binenta sa akin tong bahay at bibili ako ng empty lot at ako magpapatayo, how much would it cost me? So there are instances wherein lalabas na, uy, itong lumang bahay, mas mahal pa sa bagong bahay. I'll just buy the bagong bahay. But if you buy a lumang bahay, tapos, uy, halos libre yung bahay. Parang lote lang binibili natin. Sulit to. So that's the replacement cost approach. So, you're on mute, Sir Cito.
Sorry. There's also the problem where, for instance, properties in Manila have jumped so high that for you to replace the same house that you or townhouse you sell now would cost you double.
Yeah. So from a valuation point of view, sir, that is a very good information. So now, ma-assess mo na is, uy, sulit ko bilhin to. Kasi, or ay, mahal to. Doble na yung presyo niya eh. Ay, mahal to. Bili ka na lang in another area, a few minutes away, but not so expensive.
Oh, okay, like I've had that question. Okay, so I have neighbors who bought property in Capitolio, in Pasig. And they bought dati, ang baba lang. Ngayon, wow, ang multiplication parang parang kang hindi mo na ma-compute. But their point is, I'd like to sell the house and get something else, but I will get so little because of the high price of real estate now. Dahil bibenta mo ito, makakakuha ka, sabihin mo na 30 million, bibili ka ng bagong bahay, gagastos ka 40 million. Parang sabi nila, ayoko na lang.
You're right, Sir Cito. That's right. That's also another factor, no? Which we talked about in the seminar din, is yung personal reasons natin, di ba? Kunwari, some people will say, like my lola, we had to sell our family home 2015-ish because we were in debt and my lola is growing old na maraming hospital bill. So yung pagbenta ng bahay is mostly to cover for all the utang. So it was necessary to sell the property. So yung iba naman, kunyari, ibibenta ko lang para mag-move ako, wag na. Dito na ako. But what if I say, bibenta ko kasi gusto ko na tumira sa condo. We are now empty nesters. Pwede rin.
Yes.
So, or iba naman, I'm gonna go to Lipa, Batangas na or stay by the seaside. I'm gonna buy a small house, 8 million. May 20 million pa ako na extra. Pwede rin.
Okay. So, you were talking about renovation earlier. I mean, I have to be honest. I would love to renovate somebody's house or, kami yun mga fixers kami. Now, is that still a business? Because, dati mura ang materials. Dati maraming laborer, workers, skilled craftsmen. Ngayon, you generally pay a fortune for materials. Half the time, you're gonna have to do it yourself.
You're right, Sir Cito. That is a right information, no? So it's a yes and no. If you have the resources to source out material, you kind of have a background, mahilig ka, it's not a burden for you, then go for a renovation model. Diba? If you have all those resources. But if you are a banker or talagang hindi ka naman mahilig magkalikot-kalikot, don't go for it. Kasi baka ma-stress lang tayo. But will there be a buyer? Yes, sir. In today's world, fortunately, there are still maraming profiting. There are still many industries that are profitable. And yung mga profitable industries na tao, sila yung magiging buyer. So there are buyers right now who are saying na, ayoko na ng headache. I'm busy with my work. Can you just sell me a ready-made Ayala Alabang house na hindi ko na kailangan bantayan? Kahit 200-something million pa yan. So yan yung opportunity naman.
Pero yung mga yun, when you buy houses like that as an investment, that is intended for flipping, correct? Hindi yan for rental kasi when you buy 200 million, uupahan lang sa'yo ng 100,000 o 200,000. Parang crazy ka ba?
You are right, sir. If you are buying a brand new house na bagong gawa at ginawa pa yan ng ibang tao na may profit, ay that's for end use na. Kasi mataas mo na binili. So if you wanna buy for investment and for profit, doon tayo bibili tayo, magka-house, magba-bargain hunting tayo ng mga lumang bahay na parang undervalue, hindi masyado na price yung costing, yan, na pwede mong i-rehab or renovate. That's the opportunity naman.
Well, what is the mentality of buyers, renters nowadays? Demanding ba, choosy pa rin, naging choosy ba ang market, or is the market now more realistic, like okay lang kung hindi hollow block yung pader, kung fiberboard lang yan, okay lang because I'm renting at a affordable rate?
Oh yeah, definitely, sir. Alam mo, today's market is from a landlord point of view, it's an exciting market. Why? Because you can now easily spread yung property mo in social media, in the internet, fast. Hindi na kailangan ng Manila Bulletin, Sir Cito, tulad ng panahon natin. Every Sunday, titingin ka na classified. Things are so much faster for the landlord. And for the tenant, mas mabilis na sila. Go to internet, Facebook Marketplace, makikita na nila lahat. So the clients nowadays are more informed. They are more knowledgeable. And pag may nakita silang maganda, they decide fast kasi nag-research na sila eh. So yeah, I think tapos, and then what you're saying na from a budget point of view, if the market is a budget market, then lesser choosy sila kasi makuha lang yung price point.
So hindi na hindi kailangan na I want granite tiles or I want kamagong door jambs or doors, etc.
Wala na, sir. I think with today's generation na basta Instagrammable, di ba? Basta pag nag-picture sila maganda. Kaya ano ba yung material na yon?
But why is Instagrammable such a big deal in real estate now? I mean, is that really? I know that for training, trainers, etc., a lot of HR will look into your social media platforms, kung gaano ang following mo, etc. But for real estate, Instagrammable really is a major factor.
I think from a landlord point of view, kung meron tayong condo na pinaparent out natin at magkatapat tayo, one is well done, Instagrammable, may mga line ng kahoy sa likod, di ba? The other one is old school. Mas madaling ma-rent out yung mas modern and Instagrammable. So I guess from a landlord point of view, that's a strategy para ma-rent out yung property.
Okay, well, before we run out of time, kasi medyo biglang 8:55 na pala, ang bilis ng usapan natin. I'd like to give you a few minutes to talk about the seminar, online seminar, and maybe invite our viewers.
Salamat, Sir Cito, for giving me the chance to promote the program. So, to all the viewers ng Agenda, we have this fantastic project. It's a 10 hours recording all about real estate. Lahat ng tinatanong sa akin ng mga tao na minsan kasi pag tinatanong ko, Sir Cito, 15 minutes is not enough pag hindi mo na-establish yung mindset. 15 minutes is not enough to talk about borrowing money from the bank if hindi natin na-assess yung capacity niya. So this is 10 hours recording. You just have to search sa internet, ESME Philippines, Carl D. At lalabas yun sa internet natin. And you just sign up. If hindi pa kayo sure, meron pa mga free sessions doon na pwede nyo pakinggan.
Kumbaga sample muna, and pag seryoso ka na, but is that for a limited time, Carl, or are you going to leave this open there that people can just continue to register, pay, and they can download?
Sir, two things. No? So number one, gusto ko sana, with your permission, sir, pwede ko mabigyan ng konting discount lahat ng Agenda viewers.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So sa lahat ng nanonood nito, Agenda viewers, na inabot until the end, I have a gift for you. So as you sign up dun sa course, meron dun discount code. Lagay nyo Create Wealth. All capital. Create Wealth. Pag nilagay nyo yun, you will get a discount. And then also for Agenda, Once you sign up, you will be part of a Facebook group wherein you will get a free copy of my book, The 6 Steps to Renting Out Your Condo. At when you're in that Facebook group na, you will be updated na kung meron akong mga live Q&A session. Pwede kayong magtanong sa akin na walang bayad. Meron tayong mga ganung sessions, sir, mga 2 or 3 times a year. And it's forever, sir. The recording is forever there.
Okay, so they can also, if they can't make up their mind this week, they can make up their mind next month.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Walang problema, sir. We want to make it
Okay.
easy for the people.
Well, thank you for being a blessing to the agenda audience and to our audience. I do hope there will be some of you who will take on the offer, take on the possibility of being investors in real estate. Thank you, Carl D. God bless you, bro.
Salamat, Sir Cito. God bless you.
Okay, let's now go to our closing prayer for the week. And Gab, if you would, please roll it out. And it is from the 3rd book of John, chapter 1, verse 2. Beloved, I pray that all may go well with you and that you may be in good health as it goes well with your soul. Okay, thank you very much. I do hope that your week works out for all of you. And I won't be hosting the program for a couple of days because I will be accompanying my family on a break. And please pray for all of us for safety, traveling mercies, and of course for Team Agenda. Please include them in your prayers. God bless all of you. Please keep it here on One News.